the creatures that inhabit the schools.
Hello, Leo Augusto React. How are you? My name is Luis, and I'm going to tell you a story that happened at my school. Well, I had enrolled in a school that was founded in 1958. And there was a very strange and old janitor there. He hated children. You could see on his face how much he disliked the students. It seemed like he was unhappy being there, watching and keeping those kids in line. These noisy kids. Shut up, you brats. This place is starting to look like a zoo. I'm going to get back at those brats. So he started stealing candy from every kid who walked by him. Give me that candy, you idiot, and get to your classroom already. What are you doing walking around here, huh? Until one day, he was diagnosed with diabetes. Tragically, he had to have both legs amputated. And even so, he kept working at the school and stealing candy from the kids. Sometime later, he died in his house, which was at the back of the school. His grave was next to the house. As the years went by, they put in a floor and everything else. It was then that, after some time, strange things started to happen. Every child who walked through that place twisted their ankle. That's right, everyone who passed by there. Even teachers were destined to twist their ankles. They say that's the curse the school carries, and that the janitor's soul wanders around there from time to time. Hey, Leo Augusto React. How's it going? My name is Eric Alves. I wanted to tell you a story that happened to me when I was 9 years old. Soccer has always been my passion. Wherever my friends and I went, we played a match. It still haunts me to this day. One day we went to play soccer at a field in the neighborhood. When we got there, they were doing some repairs at the place. Some city workers were changing the goalposts and clearing the weeds, so we were sad that we couldn't play there. But my friend remembered the school's court. The only problem was that it was Saturday and the school was closed, so we couldn't get in. Our desire to play soccer was so strong that even so, we went to the school and jumped over the wall. We stayed there for about 20 minutes until we heard the sound of a door opening. And then it slammed shut really hard. We got scared and were afraid because we thought it was the janitor or a teacher. And if they caught us there, we'd be in trouble. Then we started to hear footsteps approaching. We didn't know where to run because we were scared, so we waited to see what would happen. But what we thought was someone who worked at the school. Actually, it was a fat man, dirty and shirtless. He was very ugly and disgusting. His skin was green. Man, what is that? He looked more like a monster than a human being. And right after he appeared, he started chasing us. The guy grabbed my two friends with a deadly hug. They were screaming a lot. Ah! Luckily, I managed to dodge the grab and escaped. I hid in the bathroom until things calmed down. When I noticed, it was already night and I started thinking of an escape plan. I took a good look down the hallway and didn't see anyone. But I saw a light coming from a room, even though it was night and all the rooms were dark. That scared me a lot, but I gathered my courage and opened the door, and there were my two friends tied up on the floor. The light was coming from the center of the room. There were some candles lit. They said the guy had gone to look for me. I managed to untie them and we left the room. We ran to the wall to jump over it. When I looked back, I saw the man's shadow running at an absurd speed. Before he got there, everyone managed to jump, man, and we got out of there. On Monday, I met up with my friends at the school gate and we decided to go to the classroom to see how things were, right? To our surprise, everything was in perfect condition. No candles, no trace of that man. Everything was clean and organized. Hello, Leo Augusto React. I'm Juices Clayson. I'm going to tell a story that I witnessed firsthand. I had started studying at a school closer to home because the previous one was really far away and I spent a lot of time on the bus. So my mother decided to enroll me in this one to make things easier. On the first day of school, I met some really nice people, João and Severino. They showed me around the whole school. It seemed like any other school except for one thing. The back courtyard, for some reason, was fenced off with bars and several signs that said, "Do not enter, danger, stay away." They told me a really strange story that involved that courtyard. 10 years ago, something really strange happened there. During recess, a 6th grade student was playing there when he saw that the sewer duct cover was open. As soon as he saw that, he got curious to see what was at the end of that tunnel. With a few classmates, they decided to take a look. They went into that place. It was narrow for an adult, but for a 12-year-old child, you could walk through with a bit of difficulty. The story goes that they walked through the underground for about 500 meters beneath the ground. But for some reason, they couldn't go any further. According to a friend of his, when they were at the fork, something grabbed the boy by the feet and he couldn't move. Since the water was up to their shins, they couldn't see what it was. That's when his friends got scared and ran back, leaving him behind, trapped. Since that day, there was never any news about that boy again. There were searches to try to rescue him, but nothing worked. That's how this area became isolated and no one could enter there anymore. But the most bizarre part is yet to come, my friends. After 3 months studying at that school, there was a day when we needed to finish a history assignment for the next day, so we stayed after class to finish the task. So we spent about 3 hours in the library working on it, and then we heard a noise coming from outside. I went to take a look to see what it was, right? Because the noise was really loud. The school was empty. We had gotten there around 4:40 and hours had already passed. Man, I told the guys that the school was already empty and that we should finish tomorrow before class, right? They agreed and we started to pack things up. That's when we heard the noise for the second time. This time it was louder. We quickly got scared because there was no one at school except in the office. Leaving the library, we walked down the hallway that led to the forbidden courtyard. Man, I was so scared at that moment. We looked toward the office and everything was already closed and dark. It felt like they closed the school and left us inside, man. As we were walking out, a voice coming from the forbidden courtyard echoed, "Get me out of here. Get me out of here, out of here." Come on, I can't stand this place anymore. I want to leave. We crapped 3 kilos right then. The voice emanated from the manhole. We ran out of there, man. They really did forget about us in the library because the gate was locked too. We had to jump over the wall that was 2 meters high. After much effort, we got out. The next day, I met my classmates in front of the school so we could finish the assignment. You know, the history one. We went in, still scared because of what happened the day before. We crossed the forbidden courtyard and everything was just like before. We went to the library again. When I opened my backpack, I saw it wasn't closed properly. In my panic, I hadn't closed my backpack right and I lost the assignment. It must have fallen out when we jumped over the school wall. That day, we really got screwed, man, because we were the only ones who didn't turn in the assignment. We told the teacher everything that happened about the haunting in the courtyard and our escape. But he didn't believe our words. He thought we were making up excuses to avoid doing the assignment. But I needed to prove that it wasn't just an illusion in our heads. We really did hear that supernatural manifestation coming from that mysterious place. That's when I convinced my friends to go into the cursed courtyard and investigate what was happening in that place. We waited for everyone to leave the school while hiding in the bathroom, and when it was 6 o'clock in the evening or at night, right? We started our investigation. The first obstacle was the padlock, which blocked the way to the creepy courtyard. But my classmate was a specialist in opening padlocks. With his paperclip, he could pick any lock. Lock successfully opened. We approached the opening that led to the sewer ducts, the supposed place where the boys entered 10 years ago. We removed the wooden cover that was there, blocking the passage, and went in. The place was too dark to see anything, and I turned on my phone's flashlight to see the way. Damn, it was really hard to move around in that tunnel. After walking for 5 minutes, we already regretted coming there, but we didn't turn back. We kept walking until we found a dead rat. The curious thing is that the animal was missing its head. A little further ahead, we reached a fork in the road, the supposed place where the boy got stuck. To our surprise, when we looked at the ground, we saw his foot skeleton stuck in the ground. Whoa, man, the story was real then. Someone actually got there and got stuck. My friends got desperate when they saw that man, and they ran back, leaving me behind. Now I was really starting to get scared. Then I heard someone coming toward me. Hey, get me out of here. I can't take this place anymore.
To set me free, I need your blood. Kid, come here.
I couldn't really see what was coming, man, and I ran back to get out. It felt like I ran for an hour because I never seemed to get there. At the exit, man, I blocked that place. Not a sign of my friends. They were already gone. I jumped over that wall again and went home. I asked my mom to take me out of that weird school, but she didn't believe me either. Man, not this again. Nobody believes me, my God. What is this? Too bad I didn't snap a pic, but it was too dark to see anything anyway. I had to keep studying there. My classmates didn't even talk to me anymore because of what happened. I spent another 3 years studying at that school and always stayed far away from that place. Sometimes I would hear the call coming from deep down there. That was my story, Leo. I hope you liked it. I still dream about that creature calling me.